Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, we don't quite know, what's going on behind the scenes when it comes to Quavo and his sister, but we could say that something isn't right. Right? Now, usually Kashara Marshall is very boisterous when it comes to defending Quavo, whether it's her coming at Saweetie on behalf of Quavo or lashing out at internet trolls, right, for Quavo. But this time, she seemed to have a lot of that same animosity towards Quavo himself. Now I seen the All-Star after the J Prince and Mob Ties interview that came out on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Gilly and Wallow, where J Prince had a few words for Offset. Now I began with the Shade Room reposting the clip, and Kashara took to the comment section with a simple response saying, quote, SMH, aka shaking my head. Now, although she didn't specify who or what she was referring to, fans began to realize that Kashara had also unfollowed her brother Quavo on Instagram, which is pretty strange for someone who we always see defending him in the public's eye. But don't get it confused. Like a week or two ago, Quavo's page was active, if I'm not mistaken. Now, for some reason, I can't find it. I don't know if he deactivated it now, but prior to then, we did see that she actually unfollowed Quavo. So the real question is, what made her unfollow Quavo, right? And what the hell is going on behind the scenes? Then we're going to get into the most recent IG story post she put up that seemed like a jab towards Quavo as well. Now, to be honest, knowing how family oriented his sister comes off, I could almost guarantee that a lot of her attention stemmed from the Mob Ties interview, because it seemed like they were showing their alliance with Quavo all while bashing Offset in the same breath. But on another note, one may ask themselves, why would they feel so comfortable doing that? What alliance do they have with Quavo? And to this day, why don't we still know what J Prince was talking about when he said that Offset was talking about him and said that Offset was a snake because he the type to throw rocks and hide his hand, right? Pretty much indicating that Offset would talk behind the scenes, I guess behind his back, but when they in front of each other, it's a whole different story. But once again, what made him say that? We still don't know what it is. And to be honest with you, I think it was sort of a deflect tactic. Like he's trying to deflect and make it seem like this is all about Offset, when Offset has nothing to do with the very night of the whole situation that went down. Because J Prince kept saying, oh, I hear what's being said, I got eyes and ears everywhere. But when Offset responded, he seemed confused. Like we all did. Y'all know when someone start making things up and you start getting confused, like, huh? Are you literally making things up to start a fake beef for no reason? Offset was confused. That's why he kept saying, listen, what are y'all talking about? And if it was anything you heard, why didn't you just call me first instead of going on social media? Like we know J Prince to do. J Prince don't come on social media. And this is why I found this suspicious as well, because we don't know J Prince for ever being the guy to speak up about much on social media, let alone doing interviews. He'll do whatever he do behind the scenes, and we'll later hear about it through other resources or whatever, but never from his mouth himself. So what made him come out of nowhere and say what he said on that podcast, and then accusing Migo Benz of allegedly being the suspect? And why coincidentally, after whatever meeting he had with QC, suddenly they came to whatever agreement, and then next he's coming for Offset. Knowing the type of relationship Offset has with QCP and Coach K, It just don't sit right, you know? But anyway, we got a little off topic, but I think all of this correlates with one another. That's why I'm speaking on it. Now back to Quavo's sister, Kashara. Kashara took to her Instagram story to say, quote, "I don't care who dropped anything. Ish ain't the same without my nephew, period. Rap whack now, and I stand on that." You know? So what does that sound like to y'all? You know, it sounds like a jab. She didn't specify whose music. She just said in total that rap is whack, and I stand on that. You know, she said it ain't the same without my nephew. So pretty much she's saying, I don't care if it's Offset, I don't care if it's Quavo, and I really think it was more geared towards Quavo. You know? And I think it all falls back to that interview on $1 Million Worth of Game, because we've seen Jay Prince call Quavo his homie, but then tear down Offset for no apparent reason. Think about it. What reason does Jay Prince have to pick a bone with Offset? That don't even make sense. Jay Prince and Offset having a beef? I can't see Offset talking bad about Jay Prince. It don't make sense. And in the last video we did covering this, I pointed out that Jay Prince claimed that Offset was calling him for protection on more than one occasion, right? Like he specified. So if that is in fact true, why would Offset speak ill will against the same person he knows that at one time was protecting him? One point in time. It don't make sense. And as I analyze the interview with Mob Ties, you can kind of see that they're making it known that Quavo is their homie. They don't have a beef with Quavo, although he was the one present that night. And still to this day, Quavo isn't issuing any response to anything that's going on. So maybe his sister is baffled at the fact that they're bashing Offset and Quavo isn't saying a word. You know, despite the group, right? Despite the group, you know, despite whatever differences they may have within the group, they're still supposed to be family. I see some people say, oh, they're not really family. But guess what? They might as well be. Even if they aren't, right? If they just cousins or second generational cousins, whatever it is. These guys started from the bottom together. We seen these guys start together. You see what I'm saying? Versace. Y'all remember? Even before that, when Offset was breakdancing. So why did Jay Prince feel comfortable speaking on Offset and Takeoff relationship? Who's even feeding him that type of information? Because that's not something that an outsider would know. He's speaking real confident, saying, well, you know, Takeoff and Offset wasn't even cool when he was alive. Then he said Offset wasn't there for Takeoff when he was alive. How does he know any of this? This man is from Texas, you know, and he's a part of Rap A Lot, Mob Ties, whatever that is over there. He has nothing to do with that group. So how does he know that? You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of confusing things going on, and I feel that it's more of the labels doing. Even down to the Grammys performance. It's not making sense to me how Quavo and Offset were able to be cordial enough to be at Takeoff's funeral, where we seen them, you know, talking together, smoking cigarettes or whatever it was together. You know, they was all together. But somehow now they couldn't be cordial enough to perform together at the Grammys in remembrance of their own family, their own friend, their own group member. It doesn't make sense. Jay Prince even came out and put the blame on Quavo's boy, Migos Bands, and we still haven't even seen Quavo speak up for him, at least. So what's really going on? All this street stuff guys speak highly of, but yet they're getting on big platforms and tossing blame. That's not how things supposed to go. And like I said it before, something isn't right, man. I feel all of this plays a big part with each other. And people who are behind the scenes know what's going on. Unfortunately, nobody's speaking up. You know, but all of this between the Jay Prince interview and everything, where we seen that his sister unfollowed him, this may play a part in why she's moving the way she's moving. You know, simple as that, man. So that's all I got to say about it. I just feel that whole $1 Million Worth of Game interview probably rubbed her the wrong way, and that's why she's acting the way she's acting. And and real quick, a little off topic, right? People are wondering how come P, QCP and Coach K selling their record label so suddenly. It just don't make sense. Anytime someone has a label with platinum selling artists, you don't just sell that label so quick. Look at Diddy. Look at how long he had Bad Boy. Look at Jay-Z. He turned Rockefeller into Rock Nation. So why is it that these guys are selling their whole empire that they started from the ground up with platinum selling artists, and it still has potential to get bigger? Why are they selling it? Never mind the money. Never mind the little 300 million. They could potentially make that or more in the long run. So the money is just a throw off. Ask yourself, why would they sell their record label at its peak? You see what I'm saying? These guys don't got that much years in the game to be selling their record label. Look at Universal. You got Universal, Atlantic, all these big companies. You think they selling their record label? No. So now one makes me think, is it because of the lawsuit Offset has against them for trying to claim rights to his solo music? And maybe they're trying to hurry up and sell it. So I don't know. It was just a thought. All of it sounds crazy to me. But y'all jump in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this, man. I'm interested to hear what y'all got to say. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.